Hope you all doing well. This is Marvin with Preaching Sense. Back at you all on the video. I want to do a video on some good rose fragrances. Mother's Day is coming up, and for me, I like to wear rose scented fragrances around this time of year. I think they really do well in the spring. They really project off, at least of my skin, so hopefully it'll be the same for you all. Let's get to it. And I know that for some people, like the rose fragrances could be, a little feminine, but these are more, for the most part, more masculine style rose fragrances. So let's talk about it. The first one, we have Tom Ford Black Orchid. As you can see here, simple bottle right here, black and gold bottle here. Tom Ford, this right here is one that I would say leans a little bit more feminine. So for just to let you know, it has opens up with this truffle accord. It has this kind of a warm chocolatey type of a vibe to it. There's a lot of florals going on in here. You're gonna have the gardenia, which is kind of an earthy floral. There's some sweet florals in there. You'll get some ylang-ylang, which always has kind of a little bit, to me, it's like a banana type of a vibe. You're going to get the orchid, of course. So you get all these florals. There's some spices and some fruity accords in here as well. You'll get some vanilla and some patchouli. So a lot of notes are listed in this fragrance right here. But I think it just works. It really works. Definitely, I've gotten compliments on it. And because of those spices, that keeps it more in that unisex type of quadrant. But if I had to say, I would say it leans more feminine, just slightly. But I wouldn't call it a feminine fragrance, but definitely slightly. So just be warned. Price range is really good. You can get this if you get a 1 ounce. You can get it for like $65, on up to maybe $150, depending on if you get the largest bottle. So nice range, and remember Tom Ford, Tom Fords tend to be very expensive. So if you can get a 1 ounce for $65, that is a really good deal here. Easy to find, so get your nose on that. This is Black Orchid. Nice fragrance. Next one on the list, we're gonna go to Shaghaf, Oud Aswad, if I'm saying it right, but this right here. This is Swiss Arabian. This right here, cheesy type of fragrance. I'll leave some links on where you can find them, but it has a nice, straightforward rose accord in it. It mixes it with a light, very light saffron, which gives a little bit of a leathery nuance to it. You'll get some of the woods. You'll get some patchouli in there. It kind of has a hint of maybe that Black Orchid that I just mentioned, but more leaning a little bit more masculine than that one. It is I call it a soft rose. It's not a rosy rose, but a soft rose. It's maybe more of a sweet jammy rose, maybe I should say that. So it's definitely sweet. You'll get some kind of like this burning nuance in it, almost like a burning rose, if whatever that would that's what comes to my nose. So it's a really nice fragrance. It'll run you about $20, so probably the most affordable one on this list today. I don't think anyone can complain about that. Worth a shot if you just want to get into some rose fragrances. $20 is, I don't think you'll be upset if you got it and didn't like it, but it's solid. If you're not into rose fragrances, maybe that's a good one to start with because of the price point, and I think it's a solid fragrance. Not the best, but it's okay. So that's that one. Then let's get to one. I featured this one before, so I don't have to talk too much about it, but this is what I call the green beast. This is Amouage. This is Epic Man. This right here is one that typically I wear in the fall and winter, but I will wear it into spring on a cooler spring day. This lasts all day. This projects. This is strong. This is beast mode fragrance. Don't play with this one right here. It opens up with the spices. You'll get a pink pepper accord, so you get these spices. You get the cardamom, which gives it a nice crisp green apple type of a vibe, or crisp apple. I don't want to say green apple, but crisp apple baking in the oven. You'll get a saffron accord, which gives it a little bit of this maybe leathery, kind of a honey leather type of vibe, at least from this fragrance here. And then you'll get into the mids. That's when the rose comes out. You'll get the geranium accord, which gives it a nice rosiness to it. That's where the rose comes in. You'll have some myrrh, which is a sweet amber. So all that's going on in here. It's there's some incense. So it's very smoky, which is why you wouldn't want to wear this in high heat. But I do think it can work on a cooler spring day. Maybe even a cool summer day. I mean, I'm in the Bay Area, so we get cool summer days as well. So, but it's one I typically wear more in the fall and winter. So just keep that in mind. But it is a rose fragrance. So get your nose on it. This one runs you about, $150 in that range. You might be able to find on Jomashop where it might drop down a little bit lower, but good fragrance. Get your nose on it. And let's see if I want to go with this one right here. This is, where is it? Okay, here it goes, which I need a refill. This is Oud Satin Mood. You all know this is in my top, definitely in my top 10, definitely in my top 5 of all time at the very least. Man, you catch my other videos. You all know about this. It is that rose. It has a couple of different kinds of roses in this one. Turkish rose, has that fruity rose, the Bulgarian rose, which I believe is more of that, kind of gives a honey type of a vibe to it. So it just has a couple roses in it, but it's not man, this is just you got to sample it. I think it's blind buy worthy, but I mean, it costs a lot, so I would always sample ones that are expensive. It has a violet accord, some benzoin in there, so it has those warmth to it. You'll get the vanilla, you'll get some cinnamon in there, some man, there's a little bit of oud in here as well, but it's more of the American oud, so it's not it doesn't have a funk to it or anything. But this is just an amazing fragrance. Keep talking about top 3. I started with 10, I went to 5, I'm already at top 3. It's that good. Get your nose on it. I don't even remember the price. I have to Mason, Francis, Kirk John can, those can run up a little high, so get your nose on it. Then we're gonna have here, I need to I did that one right there. And then, of course, this one right here, another one that's one of the top fragrances in my collection. We have Portrait of a Lady. That Portrait of a Lady right here. Just a really good rose fragrance. This one has a rose and patchouli combo. So you're going to get the sweet nuances. You'll get this kind of a rich, sweet woodiness to it. There's some sandalwood, some vanilla. This is one of the favorite rose fragrances. Between this and Oud Satin Mood, probably my 2 favorite rose fragrances. This one right here is definitely get a sample, because this can run you $150 and up. But it's just, man, it's a really good rose fragrance. This one's a little bit more rosy than even the Oud Satin Mood, so keep that in mind for you people who are new to rose fragrances. But if you're gonna have a rose fragrances, this one and Oud Satin Mood are top of the list. I don't have to talk too much about it because you all know about that. We'll talk a little bit about this. I'm rushing through it because you guys know these. And this is Dior Homme Parfum. Y'all know that's in my top 10 as well. That's in my top 5. You all know me. This right here, that opens up with the iris and the orange accord. And then there's some rose and some leather in the mid. That's really what's going on in here. It is just, this will If you haven't smelled this, you haven't got your nose on this, this will life changing. So get your nose on this one right here. Yeah, a lot of times you can get these around the 170 range. They're easier to find now than they used to be, but definitely get a sample because of the price. That is Dior Homme Parfum. Okay, next on the list we're gonna do let's do Hypnotizing Fire. You know, this right here by the Harmonist. I definitely featured this before. This one right here is very it's a very unique one in that it has the rose in there, but it starts off with this pimento accord, which is a cinnamon and nutmeg type of vibe, and that's a little bit of a different twist to it. You're gonna get the vanilla. It's very warm spices. It has the patchouli in there. It gives it a nice sweet earthiness to it. It usually runs you upwards of $200, so it's a little pricey. So definitely sample it to make sure it's for you. But this fragrance right here is one that is a showstopper. This will set you apart. It's hard to wear at this time of year because it can be very warm and just and I think it works a little bit better in the fall and winter season. But if it's a cool day or maybe a date night, throw this one on, man. I think you will not be disappointed. This one is definitely a solid fragrance. Above average fragrance. This is, you know, it is man, it's definitely unique. Gotten a lot of compliments on it, but man, that cinnamon and rose combo, you got to get your nose on this one. Hypnotizing Fire. Okay, and I'll do a couple more. This right here, I'm not a big fan of this one. This is Divin Aoud. This right here is a clone of this is by Fragrance World, but it's a Roja Amber Aoud fragrance, which is a $500 fragrance, right? And this right here is $40. It has a rose. It's very rosy, like that, almost like an old, you know, maybe grandma style rose. If you like that style, I mean, I'm not selling it too much, but you know, it has kind of a lemon lime rosiness to it. It mixes with some florals and some oud, and very old smelling to me. But if that's what you're into, this one right here will do it for you. And if you want to get that Roja Amber Aoud and don't want to pay $500, you get this for $40, and there you go. And same thing, there's another one I mentioned. This one is a clone of the Ambre Nomade by Louis Vuitton. This right here is I think you pronounce it low Despoir. I'm not French, so I believe that's how you pronounce it. It'll pop up right now. This right here is a rose leather type of fragrance. It has a nice raspberry accord in there. This is a very masculine rose with that leather and the spices. It has these incense in there. You'll get some birch, which gives it a nice smokiness from the birch. Your saffron gives it the leathery nuances. There's some benzoin. It's a dark rose. This is just like the bottle, very dark and solid fragrance. This one you can get it for $35, and it's a clone of a Louis Vuitton fragrance that's $500. So if you were interested in that, this one right here is a solid clone right here. I think this one is good. This one is definitely solid. It's a very dark though, so I don't know if it works for this type of year. Maybe more of the fall, winter. And then last but not least, I'll throw this one in there just for definitely a spring fragrance. And I featured this before, Cartier Dun Soir. This right here run you about 50, 60, 70 bucks. It is opens up with this bitter orange, cardamom, some sweet spices, but it has the rose, so kind of a floral rose that is kind of in the background, so it comes and it goes. It has some sandalwood and some iris. So this is a very good spring fragrance. Get your nose on it. Very affordable. Definitely very unisex, right in the middle. Solid release. So that's all I have. So I just went over some rose fragrances to get your nose on. Hope you all enjoy. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my mother. And I hope you, and to my wife, I don't want to get in trouble there too. But hope you all enjoy your Mother's Day. Try out some of these rose fragrances. Get your nose on some of them. Don't be afraid of trying out some of these rosy fragrances. So this is Marvin preaching sense. Like and subscribe. Hope you all enjoying the videos. Catch you on the next one.